guys, what's going on? Sherman here. Today I'm going to be reviewing one of my new all-time favorite backpacks. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I've had a lot of backpacks, so to say that this one is one of my favorites is saying a lot. This is by a new company to me by the name of GORUCK. Now, GORUCK was founded back in 2008 by a former Green Beret, so you know that their products are based on experience. And I can tell you from my experience that that is very true. Now, their goal when starting the company was to make the highest quality gear possible out of the best materials possible, employ veterans, and bridge the gap between military and civilian world. Which is where you kind of see a lot of their influence in their packs, is that yes, they're kind of military looking backpacks, but also they're very civilian friendly, if you will, which makes this pack in particular perfect for urban EDC. Now, the pack that we're going to be taking a look at today is the GORUCK 10L hydration balloon. This is, like I said, a perfect urban EDC backpack, but also perfect for small hikes and small short day trips, which is what I've been using this for. This is made extremely well, like I said, out of some of the highest quality material possible, made here in America, and it is just a fantastic product. I'm going to show you how it looks on me real quick before we start getting into the tabletop portion of the review. It is designed to be carried higher up on the back, putting the weight on the shoulders and the upper back, which is where some of your biggest muscle groups are. It does not have a sternum strap, but they do sell a sternum strap separately if you want to carry it, if you want to put it on. But as you see, it is very slim, it is very small in profile. 360. I love how it carries. It is extremely comfortable, very heavy padding, but you wouldn't really carry a heavy load in this anyway. They recommend up to about 30 pounds. But if you do, then this padding is perfect. Give you another good view of this pack. Like I said, I love how slim it is and how small it is. Perfect for urban EDC. All right, let me get to the tabletop and we'll give you guys the details of this pack. All right, so this is their coyote coloration. Now, it looks a lot brighter than a lot of other coyote gear on the market. Like with Hazard 4, their stuff is a lot more dark. This looks a lot more like khaki, so just know that going into it, that when you order the coyote, it looks kind of like khaki. But the entire bag is constructed of 1000 denier Cordura ballistic nylon. All the zippers and zipper tracks are YKK brand zippers, the best on the market. And the bags are coated in a military grade water resistant material. The entire bag measures 18 inches high by 8 3/4 inches wide by 4.5 inches deep. So as I was saying, it is, in my opinion, the perfect kind of in-between size. You know, it's not too small like the Maxpedition Remora, but it's not too big, you know, like some 3-day assault pack. So in my opinion, it's really the perfect size for an urban EDC, or kind of for light backpacking and small, like short day trips. So on the front of the pack, you see you have 3 rows of 4 MOLLE strips. Allows you to put a few accessories on there, not a whole lot. You don't have any webbing on the sides because it is so thin. But you know, you do have a little bit of options right there. You can put some carabiners on there or grim locks, whatever you prefer. And just kind of attach smaller accessories out here on the back. Maybe put a first aid kit or just whatever you want. But if you're trying to go really urban with this, then you'd probably want to keep that pretty light. You have a small zipper pocket right here on the front, which is kind of diagonal. I kind of like how they did that. It looks kind of neat. And this slanted pocket measures roughly about 7 inches deep on this side, on the lowest end of the slant, and about 8 inches deep on this side by 8 inches wide. But that's very nice. Like I said, YKK zippers and zipper tracks. Something that's kind of cool, all of the zippers, they don't have the metal pulls. They have 550, gutted 550 cord pulls with heat shrink tubing. So it makes it easy if you're wearing gloves to get into these pockets because they're pretty long, and it eliminates noise. That is one of my biggest pet peeves with backpacks and other types of little packs, is that the zippers jingle. I cannot stand the way that sounds, so I always end up taking them off or putting zipper pulls on them. The heat shrink tubing just looks, you know, it looks neat. It keeps them straight and makes them easy. It makes it so the cord doesn't get all tangled and bunched up. It like I said, it keeps it straight. So you always know when you reach down and it's ready to open up. You don't have to worry about untangling. Because a lot of times, well, not a lot, but I've had this happen before. The zipper pulls kind of get tangled and knotted up and end up just kind of being a ball on the end of the zipper. So it keeps it straight. It keeps the zipper pulls straight and it just keeps them a little bit more managed. And like with the zippers here on top, it makes them kind of stick straight up so it's easy to get to. So I kind of like that. But it's just a slip pocket. Just throw stuff down in there. I like it. I think it looks kind of cool with the slanted like that. And you do have a 2x3 inch Velcro loop field here on the front. See, it's kind of cool. It has almost like a reverse American flag effect on there. I just have my Transformers Decepticon patch on there. On the top here, you do have a small, simple carrying handle. Wrap some 550 cord through there if you want. I might actually do that myself, just because I think it'd look kind of cool. Add some functionality. It's a simple pull handle, or carrying handle. On the straps, you do have more MOLLE webbing, both here. That's mainly for the hydration bladder hose, on either side. And they do sell sternum straps on their website. So if you want to put a sternum strap on here, it can attach to any one of these rows of MOLLE webbing you want. So that's pretty cool. They give you that option. I might actually do that just to have that option. Not that I felt like this was going to fall off, but just in case I was wearing this one time and I felt, I had to run, or, I was, trying to climb up a small hill, I wouldn't have anything to worry about. The shoulder straps are very wide, very thick, have a lot of nice padding. It's a very dense foam they have in here, kind of like memory foam, a little bit more dense, but it is very nice. It is extremely comfortable. I really like it. I really like the slanted curved design of the shoulder strap, the way it wraps around you. I think it's very comfortable. And down here, it's attached with these little bat wings down here. These do not get in the way. I like because they're really pliable. A lot of times these are very rigid. They sometimes keep little pieces of plastic in there so that they maintain that rigid shape. I don't like that because when you're wearing these, a lot of times they'll poke into your lower back. But these I have not had that issue with. Like I said, they're very pliable, and I don't have that issue. And these straps don't dig in. One thing I do wish it had a strap keeper like Hazard 4 uses. But it's not a big deal. These don't hang down a lot. I don't have as much excess with these as I do a lot of other backpacks. And this is to cinch up and make the pack carry lower or higher on your back. And I like it because it's doubled over and has little thumb loops. So what you do is while you're wearing this, you put your thumb through the loop and it allows you to cinch that up a little bit easier. So it works a little bit better when you're actually wearing it. But that's what that's for, and I think it's kind of cool. It is very easy to cinch this up and adjust it when it's on your back. The padding on the back of it is the same as the shoulder strap. It's very dense. You see you have 3 pieces back here, and you have 2 smaller pieces up here, like where your shoulder blades are going to be. So very cool. It's not really fancy, but it definitely works and gets the job done. You're not going to be carrying anything really heavy in this pack anyway, but it is very nice. It's very rigid. It keeps the shape, almost like it had a frame sheet inside of it. But I like it. It keeps the shape, and it's very comfortable padding. And here is where you would feed the hydration bladder hose up through. This is bungee material. So, the hose would come up through there and then down through one of these straps if you wanted. Let's take a look at the main pocket. You have 2 zippers, and it opens clamshell. So back here you don't really have anything. It's just a blank space. You do have a grommeted drainage hole down here on the bottom. Now the water bladder compartment is separate from the main compartment, which is good. Some packs don't do that. I don't know why. Because if you do have a small leak, all your contents are going to get soaked. But just in case it does have a leak, you do have a poked hole in here or something, water leaks through to your main compartment. It does have a drainage hole, so I like that. But you can see you're not going to be able to put a lot of stuff in here. But I have put a 32-ounce Nalgene bottle in here, a spare change of clothes, my camera, different stuff like that, and it carries just fine. So nothing real fancy on that side. Let me turn it around. This is the front side. You have the nice little, see if I can show you guys, the GORUCK tag right there. It's the name of the pack, built in USA. It's kind of cool. It feels like a really thick nylon material. Went out of focus for a second. So right here you have a very large, very thick mesh zippered pocket. Same thing, you have the nice YKK zippers with the heat shrink tubing zipper pull. This mesh pocket measures 9 inches deep by 8 inches wide. So a very generous pocket, and that's some of the thickest mesh that I've ever seen. It's not that really, really flimsy kind of mesh that they put in like swim trunks. I think you guys probably know what I'm talking about. But it's really, really thick. So that's pretty cool. You don't have to worry about it picking. A lot of times you put stuff in there and it picks and starts fraying. You're not going to have to worry about that with this. And at the top, you have a different colored zipper pull, and that's not a mistake. GORUCK does that on purpose so that it has a contrast, so that if you have something special in this pocket, you'll be able to differentiate or tell somebody it's in the pocket with the black zipper pull. You know, that's not what they actually said on their website. I'm kind of paraphrasing. That's just what I would use that for. You know, like I said, if you have something special in here like a first aid kit or your money, wallet, credit card ID, you know, a lot of people don't want to carry wallets if they're out hiking. They'll just put their stuff in special dedicated pockets. That's kind of what you can do with this one. All of their packs on the inside of them have a different colored zipper pull for one of the pockets. So that's this one. And what I like about that pocket being right there at the very top, and you can do this with a lot of packs, but I just wanted to show you, is that if you wanted to get into it, just unzip the zippers a little bit, and it's right there. Like I said, if it's something really important, you don't have to undo your entire backpack to get to it. So I usually keep my first aid kit in there, but if I was to use this on a hike, I might put my wallet in there. Something like I said, if I need to get to it in a hurry. But that small pocket measures 5 inches deep by 7 inches wide. Now the reason why there's a slight difference in the width between this mesh pocket and this pocket up here is because it kind of tapers. Then finally you have your hydration bladder pocket. So it only zips about 1/4 of the way. And then like I said, it's a separate compartment, which I like. And then the backing that's actually, you know, this backs up to the main compartment is heavily treated in a water resistant fabric protector, which is really good. Like I said, in case your bladder does leak. But up here you have a piece of cord with one of those little zipper buttons like you get with triple out design gear. And what you do is you put it through the handle of your water bladder, depending on the kind of bladder you have, and you put it in there just like you would a button in your pants. And it's just a retention strap for your water bladder. I don't really know why you would need that, but it's there. So that's pretty cool. And like I said, the hose feeds through there. So this will hold a 3-liter water bladder, up to a 3-liter. You can put one smaller in there if you want to. All right, and there you have it. This is an excellent minimalistic backpack for short day trips or short hikes where you want to be able to carry the bare essentials, but you don't want to have a giant backpack and just put a few things in it. You can carry something minimalistic like this, but it's not so minimalistic that you worry about the build quality. This thing is built like a tank. It's actually built a lot better and feels sturdier than a lot of bigger backpacks that I have. So, you know, that's another reason why I love carrying this. It reassures me that it's not going to break, that it's going to hold up to what I need it for. But like I said, you're not going to be packing this down with a whole lot of stuff, so you don't have to worry. But it has been great for me on short day trips, which is what I've been using it for. And like I said, it's all made here in the U.S. with U.S. made materials. It's a great company that stands by their products so much that they make challenges and events specifically to test their gear and to invite their fans out and just have a good time with them. You know, their founder served our country in the Special Forces, and he designed his gear from his experience and has the best intentions in mind with his gear, you know, wanting to make the highest quality gear for his customers and bridge the gap between military and civilians, bringing them closer together. So I think that is outstanding. I'm happy to support GORUCK's products, and this is just fantastic. Also, one thing I wanted to mention real quick is that GORUCK has what's known as a SCAR lifetime guarantee. All of their products are backed by this, and basically what it is if you get a big rip in your pack, or webbing comes loose or anything like that, they will fix it free of charge. I believe it's free of charge. I could be wrong, but like I said, they will fix it no matter what cosmetic damage you do to your pack, or zipper comes loose, whatever. They will fix it. Now, they said that they won't replace the product because they believe that the scars of the backpack tell they tell a story, which is true. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that because not a lot of companies talk about having a guarantee or talk about having a warranty. Basically, they're just warranties free of defect when you receive the product. If you rip it or something falls off of it after you've opened it from the packaging, they don't care. So I just thought I'd mention that they will fix your product if it has any kind of damage to it. So that's really, really cool. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. I highly recommend this pack and anything else by GORUCK. They're, like I said, a great company, and I'd love to get some more products from them in the future. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about this product, let me know in the comments box. I'll put a link in the description to their website so you can check them out if you want any additional detail on this product or any other product by GORUCK. You can do so. Alright guys, have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, stay sharp, and God bless. Sherman 614, peace.